Francis and Peyton both, the first couple things they talked about was defense and rebounding being the stress of this group early on. You stress that all the time. Is that positive to hear?
Well, we got to set a tone early here, and got a lot of new guys, and offense just takes longer than what guys want it to, and got to get a rhythm, got to get a timing down. But defensively, you should be able to put those things together quicker. So we hope that's the case. And rebounding is just effort, and getting all 5 guys committed to the defensive glass, and then whatever 3 or 4 guys committed to the offensive glass. But hopefully, this group will buy into that. They're a talented group, so I'm hoping that that'll happen.
So many new faces. Just kind of what's on tap for the first couple of weeks of practice? Is it getting guys acclimated, or is that already?
Yeah, we've been back a couple of weeks. We've been working a lot of conditioning. Just trying to get in good enough shape to practice. We like to go a couple 2-a-days here, and some long practices just because we got to go over so many things. But like I said, they're a good group of guys. I think they'll work hard, but our conditioning does have to improve. There's a few guys in great shape. Peyton, Francis was out a long time with a sprained ankle this summer, so he kind of regressed a little bit there, but he's bouncing back. So I think eventually they'll get in shape, and we'll be okay.
So in your 10-11, last 11 games run, the great defense, their starters, Paul White, Eugene King, Louis King, and Kenny Wooten. So those 3, I know you got a bigger cast, but can you kind of name some of the guys that might be able to take their places? Not exactly Kenny Wooten. Nobody can replace Kenny Wooten exactly.
I don't know if anybody replaced Kenny. He had a unique ability to block shots, and Paul, he had struggled with an ankle problem last year, and once he got through that, really started shooting well down the stretch, and Lou came alive there. And so, those guys did a tremendous job. The 3 of them, and Francis, and Peyton, Will, Richardson, BJ, we guys just really, they did a great job. They just never quit, kept fighting, and something good happened for them. And I don't know how this team will be put together. I think it'll be a lot different. I think our guards, we got a lot better depth at the guard spots. Will and Peyton have the experience, so we've got 2 experienced guys there, and then Anthony Mathis is very experienced, good shooter. Chris, Addison. I think we got good depth. So. CJ, he can play on the perimeter a little bit, so I like our depth there. Inside, we got good depth, so I think it'll just be a different team. I think they're hard to compare the 2 just because the personnel's so different.
Does it help that you have so many faces, but Shakur and Anthony and I guess they've played a lot.
Definitely. And Chris got some experience. It's hard with a lot of freshmen who've never played. In front of 12,000 every night. It's different. And so Shakur with his experience, Anthony with his experience, that definitely brings a different dimension. I think it'll help us.
What would Shakur's game be like? What is he good at? You feel like?
It's probably too early for me to tell, but he's always been a good rebounder. He was junior college, player of the year. He was a heck of a player at Hutch. They won a national title, and Steve Eck, his coach, really brags on him, and but rebounding would stick out. I think he's going to be, give us some physicality. I think he can shoot it. got to get his numbers here in practice just to see, how much we want him, but the shot looks good. Moving the line back 17 inches this year is going to make a big difference. It definitely will have our guys, aware of that defensively and offensively. I think it's a big adjustment, so that'll be interesting to see, how many of our guys will shoot it well enough from that distance, to be part of the offense. We'll have to get a lot of that straightened out here in the next 6 weeks, just to see where everybody's numbers are.
Do you like the stretching it back?
I don't think it'll stretch the floor as much as some people think, because I just don't know if you'll have as many guys to guard and push out on. I think the committee and the rules people were worried about just the number of threes being taken, being like too much part of the game, and so I think they wanted to decrease the number, and so they moved it back. And so I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see how it affects the game. I think the number of threes taken will go down some. I think the percentage will go down some. I think the number of guys shooting them on each team may go down some, but it'll be an interesting rule change.
What do you hope to accomplish in like these first few practices with you guys here?
Ooh, this morning was all fundamentals. We just worked on passing and catching the ball, and we've got so many things to put in. Just because we got so many new guys, there's not much carryover. We'll be, I'm going to try to just not put much in early, and so the guys aren't thinking all the time, just so they can play a little bit, and really try to get some of our base stuff in and have them execute that and be really good with that, and then gradually add some things. But November and December, will be a lot of just this next 3 months, October, November, December, just trying to feed them enough to keep them aggressive, but not overdo it, so it is going to be a fine line there. And, I just don't think we've done a really good job the last couple of years with our offensive efficiency. I think we've given them too much, and it's kind of, not let them attack, and so I want to be, just real basic and have them get some things that they really feel comfortable with, but we've got to do a better job of being aggressive offensively. Our offensive numbers last couple of years have not been good, and I think they should have been better. And it's partly my fault, because I just think I gave them too much, and we weren't attacking like I wanted to.
Coach, with the preseason hype that surrounds this team that you and your staff have put together, what expectations do you have?
Oh, every year, everybody's hype or whatever. We just want to have the best ball team we can have, and I know there's going to be a lot of ups and downs during the 6-month season. I mean, it's late September. We hope to be playing in late March and early April, and that's 6 months. And there are going to be so many ups and downs. And I tell our team, don't worry about what everybody expects from us. What do we expect from us? And that's work our tails off and try to have the best basketball team we can. And I want the guys to improve individually so collectively we can improve. But I'm not going to talk to them about winning the conference or all those things. We're just talking about getting better right now. And eventually those things will come into play, I hope, because we'll put ourselves in that position. But we've got so much work to do before thinking about that we just told them 2 o'clock today we just want to be better from 2 to 4, and then Sunday we're going to take tomorrow off, and Sunday we want to be better, and then hopefully some things will fall into place. We'll avoid injury. Kind of hard to make those predictions when I don't know what we got. I don't know how hard the guys will work. I don't know how unselfish they are, and I think they're a good group. I really liked working with them over the summer and last couple of weeks, trying to get them in shape a little bit. I think they're a really good group. I like them, but it's a long season, and you go through a lot of ups and downs, and you just got to keep grinding and keep working, and I think this team will. You know, I know Peyton will, and I know Will will, and I know Will Francis will, because I've been with them. And I like the makeup of the other guys. They're in the gym all the time working. And so that gives me reason to be optimistic and think some good things will happen. But, you know, there's so many things out of your control, you know, the injuries and, you know, how guys will blend together. So we'll just have to see. We got a tough schedule. Our early schedule, man. You know, Fresno's got 6 or 7 guys back. You know, Boise's got a lot of guys back. Playing Memphis, everybody, you know, talks about them being really talented. I know Houston will be good. Kelvin, you know, he'll demand that they're good and tough. And Arlington's supposed to have a good team, Seton Hall. So, you know, our November's loaded, you know, so we really got a lot of work to do in the next 5, 6 weeks to get ready for that kind of schedule.
I think this might be your toughest schedule since you've been here, non-conference-wise.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably, you know, I mean, with the Bahamas tournament, you know, depending, you know, Maui would have been tough that year, but we lost the first game, and it was still tough for us, you know, with Dylan coming off the injury and everything. But, you know, it's hard to compare years, you know.
Was it a concerted effort to get as strong as?
Oh, you know, not really. It's hard to get games. You know, it's hard to, you know, get teams to travel out here, you know, to play. Fortunately, the Nike thing helped us with Memphis, and Oklahoma's going to play Oregon State. That'll be a good night of basketball, you know, in Portland. But you know, it's tough to put a schedule together because of the distance. You know, a lot of the East Coast teams, you know, they don't want to fly. Everybody's talking about neutral games, and you know, I like home and home. You know, like Coach Beeline and I got the Michigan series worked out, and we've been working on that for 2 years trying to get something set. And we finally got it set, and he takes off. But, you know, getting games like that, it's hard, you know, and you know, you think of travel, you know, we're fortunate. We go to the Bahamas and the Michigan trip, and that's it. But, you know, like to get a Big East team to come here, you know, Pac-10 or a Big Ten, you know, it's just a lot of travel. You know, like I said, we've been working on it with Michigan for 2 years, trying to get dates and time, and we got to go there first, and, you know, they needed a game, so finally we kind of got it all set. But, you know, they're just not easy to get, and it takes a lot of work. Josh works his tail off trying to put that schedule together, and, you know, it just happened the way it did.
I know you don't like the hype, but some of the players all I've seen on YouTube or whatever, Luke, you talking about Luke Ward?
Yeah, Luke.
I mean, I know highlight tape, nobody makes a mistake, but is he unique in his ability to dribble 6'8", down the court, full hands, finish with both hands the way he does?
No, Luke's talented, you know, with strength, and his passing and ball handling needs some work, especially his passing. But no, I think he's got a lot of upside. I like the way he shoots it. He's really working on his shot. You know, it's one of those things. Just got to preach patience, you know, because his strength does have to improve. Okay, so Eugene posted him up one time, and you know, I mean, just put him in the third row. You know, well, Eugene's a 22, 23-year-old, you know, and Luke's 18. You know, that 4 or 5 year difference, you know, is big, you know, and so you try to talk patience with all your guys, but I do think he's got tremendous upside. When he gets stronger and his passing improves, his length will give people trouble defensively. So yeah, I think he's got a chance.
The impact of Vale and Patterson just getting those two caliber of guys in August is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, we're still going through some admissions things there, but yeah, no, they definitely could help us, you know. So we hoping everything works out. Yeah.
Is that for both? Admissions for both?
Looks good on Addison, and Foley's still working on some admissions things.
Do you think adding guys like that, you guys can be more like positioning versatile this year? I know you guys settled with that kind of big lineup at the end of last year. Do you think you could throw out a lot of different combinations this year as like in last year?
Yeah,
That's early.
it's way too early to tell, but, I do like the pieces. I think there's a lot of things there that could help us. So, yeah, I do like the different options that we may have as a coaching staff. Like I said, way too early to tell, but I do think there are some different combinations that may work in the future.
So could Dante practice, or is he having to work out before?
We're still going through the admissions
So
process.
he can't practice
Yeah,
until
yeah.
How big was adding Anthony Mathis, pairing him with your leader, Peyton Pritchard? They played with each other in high school. How do you think that'll fare with chemistry?
Well, I think it'll be pretty good. Anthony, got that leadership quality. He's older, really shoots it, which, every team needs. Those two guys have a big comfort level, playing a lot together and living together. So, no, I think he could be big for us, no doubt.